We have survived the offseason. Training camp is right around the corner, and in this video, I'll be going over the top 7 storylines for Chicago Bears training camp in 2025. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears offseason update video. It's been a long time. I've been gone for basically the entire offseason. The past 2 months, at least, I've been inactive from YouTube and mostly Twitter as well, because I've been traveling a lot. I've been having work stuff to tend to, so it's been a very busy summer for me personally, so apologies for basically no content the last 2 months. But the good news is, guys, is that I'll be back in Chicago for the rest of the year basically. Okay, I don't have any more trips planned for the rest of this year, so it's time to lock in and start making a lot of Chicago Bears content for you guys, because it is going to be a fun and exciting season, I hope. Okay, it is the Chicago Bears, so anything can happen, things can go wrong, but with all the offseason moves that we made, I am very optimistic for 2025, specifically because of the coaching staff changes that we made, which I'll talk about in this video a little bit, in future videos as well. But in this video, guys, I kind of want to go over the top 7 storylines I'm watching out for in training camp this year. Training camp starts next week. Okay, the rookies already reported to camp a couple days ago. All the vets report on the 22nd of July, and training camp is open to the public this upcoming Friday. So if you guys got tickets, I hope you guys have a lot of fun going to camp. It's always a fun time. I got tickets personally to go to Tuesday. So next Tuesday, I'll be at camp, and I would love to meet up with you guys, take pictures, talk Bears football, whatever. But yeah, if you guys are familiar with my channel, you guys know I do daily training camp videos talking about what happened at practice every single day, talking about the injury updates, who did good, who did poorly, and so on. So it's going to be a lot of content coming you guys' way very soon. But yeah, beginning with this video, guys, just going through all the storylines I'm watching for. This is in no particular order, so it's not like number 1 is more important than number 7, but to start out with, guys, one of the biggest storylines I'm watching out for in training camp this year is the situation at left tackle for the Chicago Bears. Starter Braxton Jones suffered a season-ending ankle injury last year, which he is still recovering from, according to all the information we received at this point in time. I'm not totally sure when he's going to be ready to take reps in training camp, if he's ever going to do that. Okay, maybe he's just going to come in week 1. I'm not really sure, or maybe beyond that. Okay, there's not been too much detailed information revealed around the status of Braxton Jones' injury at this point in time. So if Braxton is not ready, that leaves a big opportunity for the rookie Ozzy Trapilo and for the second-year player Kiran Amegadji. Okay, who's gonna win that battle? Who's gonna be performing well? Who's gonna be performing with the ones early on in camp and at the end of camp? I think that's a massive storyline to watch, because again, if Braxton Jones is not ready to play week 1, we need to know that we have a reliable option out there to protect Caleb Williams' blindside. And starting a rookie week 1 would be a very scary thing, in my opinion, because rookie tackles often struggle. We saw Kiran Amegadji struggled massively in year 1, although part of that was because he wasn't really ready to play right away anyways. He's more of a raw prospect coming off an injured season. He had no practice reps that entire offseason, so Kiran kind of got put in a bad situation in year 1. But the point is, guys, is that young players can struggle a lot right out the gate at left tackle, so it would be a little bit scary. But all the reports surrounding Ozzy Trapilo really marvel at how pro-ready he is. Now, the pads have not been on yet, so the real story will be shown when the pads come on. If he still performs well, that would be, pretty interesting storyline to watch, because who knows, maybe he could replace Braxton Jones long term after this year is over. If Ozzy Trapilo does have a good camp, if he does start week 1 or later on this season and performs well, that could save the Chicago Bears money if they don't have to re-sign Braxton Jones. But then again, Kiran Amegadji is here as well. He was a 3rd-round pick from just a year prior, so he could also be a player that maybe has an unexpected leap in year 2. Maybe he wins that job. Maybe he got stronger. Maybe he had a great offseason and performs pretty well in camp and earns a Chicago Bears starting left tackle spot. You don't really know what's going to happen at this point in time if Braxton is not ready to play. Now, if Braxton is returned to practice at any point, like, he is going to be the starter without a doubt week 1, because like, he's already proven he can play at the NFL level, at least at an average level. He's no superstar, but like, he can at least be a starting an average starting tackle for you. So ideally, he's ready to play. But if not, it's going to be interesting to see who wins a job between Kirana Megaji and the rookie Ozzy Trapilo. Going to the second storyline I'm watching for this year is Caleb Williams' progression in the new offense. Okay, is he making strides from last year? Is he getting control? Is he getting command of the new offense? Caleb is being expected to take a massive jump in year 2. He had a pretty solid rookie season, all things considered. Yes, he got sacked a bazillion amount of times. He basically broke some sack records, which that's obviously not good, but he also statistically, passed for a good amount of yards, especially being a rookie quarterback. No Chicago Bears rookie quarterback has ever put together anything close to the stat line that Caleb Williams had last year in terms of passing yards and passing touchdowns. And he only had, a very low amount of interceptions. Okay, only 6 interceptions. So, Caleb showed a lot of good on tape last year, a lot of bad though as well, partly because of how bad, again, the surrounding situation was in terms of play calling, in terms of offensive line deficiencies. So this year, guys, those excuses are not there, okay? Caleb has a damn good play caller. He has a damn good offensive line. He has shiny weapons on the offense to play with. Added Luther Burden in the offseason. You still got Roma Dunza. You still got DJ Moore. You added Colston Loveland at tight end, okay, to give you another fantastic option at tight end. So the Bears are stacked right now on the offensive side of the football, at least on paper, and Caleb is being expected to take a massive jump this year. So hopefully, we see signs of growth from Caleb Williams. I want to see him getting better and better every single practice. It doesn't have to be straight linear, but over time, you would hope that he is trending upwards at the end of camp this year. Piggybacking off of that, my third biggest storyline is going to be Ben Johnson's impact on this team. How is he impacting the team immediately in practice? I want to see how practices are run. Is he really hammering in the details? Are players really bought in practice? Are they practicing hard? Are they practicing with intensity? Okay, these are things that, especially early on in your coaching career, you really want to stress practice and how important it is, because players, if they practice well, it's going to translate into the games eventually. Not instantly, but if you practice well over time, it's going to lead to good habits. And it's going to lead to, being more detail oriented. It's going to lead to better time management. And these are things that under Eberflus, we did not see the details. We did not see the time management, like the Thanksgiving game last year. We did not practice those situations nearly enough. So I really hope that Ben Johnson, has command of the team right away. And according to all the reports, guys, the players are completely bought in already into Ben Johnson's vision. But again, Ben Johnson's never been a head coach before in his life. So I want to see if he has the ability to be a head football coach and not just a play caller. The fourth biggest storyline is going to be the CB2 battle on this team. Okay, I talked a lot about the offense already, but switching over to the defense at CB2, okay, the second outside cornerback spot opposite of Jalen Johnson, I don't really know who's going to be starting there at this point in time. My money is still probably on Tyreek Stevenson, because even though he had a very rough second year, you saw the Hail Mary fiasco happen, and then down the stretch, Tyreek was not really a good football player last year. He still has a tremendous amount of raw talent. Okay, he was selected high in the second round last year for a reason. Okay, he's a playmaking machine. In his rookie year, he made a handful of plays, especially down that stretch where I really thought he would break out in year 2. But unfortunately, I feel like part of it was due to coaching. He just really regressed in year 2. And after the Hail Mary incident, he just spiraled downwards. So I think that having Dennis Allen here, who's really going to preach accountability, who's going to preach the fundamentals to him again and really coach him tough, that's going to be such a good thing for Tyreek Stevenson. And hopefully he can reclaim his starting job, because again, this dude just has so much talent, but he needs to pull it all together, and he needs to not be an idiot out there, on the football field. He needs to focus a lot more. So, hopefully Tyreek can win that job, but if not, we have Terrell Smith out there competing for that spot too. And Terrell Smith has shown, that he can for sure start in this league. He's not going to be a star cornerback, but he can at least hold his own out there. So curious to see who wins that job. Is it going to be Tyreek or is it going to be Terrell Smith? My fifth biggest storyline then is the depth chart at running back. Okay, right now at running back, I think that's the weakest position on the Chicago Bears offense, maybe the entire team, because the Bears run game last year was just god awful. Part of that was due to bad play calling, bad run design by Shane Waldron, but the running backs also were not good. Like, they weren't getting much yards after contact, they weren't really hitting the right holds. So I want to see who's going to really take the lead in this backfield. It's probably going to be DeAndre Swift based on the money we're paying him, based on what he's done in the past in this league. But, you know, Roshan Johnson is still there. Kyle Monangai, the rookie, is still there. You got Ian Wheeler, the darling of Hard Knocks last year. He's recovered from his injury, I think, and he's probably going to be back fighting for reps as well. So it's anybody's game at this point in time. I mean, Ben Johnson said that there's not going to really be a depth chart this early in the season because he wants everybody to earn their reps, to earn their spot on this team. So maybe it's going to be a RB by committee approach. Maybe it's going to be just like a every week type of thing where whoever has a hot hand is going to be starting at running back. I don't really know what's going to happen at that spot. It's going to be very interesting to see, you know, who really earns some playing time there. Going to the sixth storyline then is the questions at pass rusher. Okay, can the Chicago Bears pass rushers instill any confidence in the fan base during this training camp period? That's probably the part of the team besides running back where fans are worried about the most. Okay, we don't have too many superstars on that side of the team. You know, we do have Montez Sweat, who's a really good football player. We have Jervon Dexter, who hopefully continues to be on the upward trajectory. We signed Dayo Odengbo for a big contract in the offseason. He's coming off a pretty good year, but he's also not a star or anything. You got Austin Booker, the rookie from last year, is going to be going into year 2, and hopefully with another offseason, he can contribute something. And you also got Grady Jarrett, you got Andrew Billings returning from injury, you got the rookie Shamar Turner, you got a handful of exciting names, but no really proven superstars besides for Montez Sweat, who even Sweat is not considered like a top 5, top 6 pass rusher in the NFL. So that's the biggest question mark on this defense and maybe the entire team right now. If the Chicago Bears can instill confidence with this pass rushing rotation, if guys can step up and produce, you know, in training camp and head into the regular season, that changes the entire trajectory of this season, because instead of just being a team that's competing for the number 7 seed in the NFC, which a lot of Bears fans and other fans around the NFL think the Bears can do this year, I think the Bears could compete for a lot more than that, because that's the biggest question mark again on this team. But if they can build a consistent pass rush, if it can be a pass rush that gets home against the top offensive lines, the top quarterbacks in the NFL, that means this Bears roster is very damn good and we can win a lot more games. Okay, so I'm really hoping and praying that could be a possibility. Now on paper, I don't think we have that pass rush just yet, but who knows? Okay, anything can happen. I want to see the Bears at least have an average pass rush this year, because that's at least needed to build, you know, a top 12, top 10 defense. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, I'm just really curious to see who steps up and if we can get some stars out of this pass rushing room. And then the final storyline I'm watching for is the battle at wide receiver. The Chicago Bears have so many talented receivers on this team. They got DJ Moore, they got Rome Odunze, they got Luther Burden, the rookie, they got Colston Loveland, who's going to be a receiving tight end, they got Cole Kmet still, they have a couple other depth receivers that could also be fighting for some playing time. So like Ben Johnson said, the depth chart is not set at this point in time. Any one of these guys could break out to be, you know, the primary option for Caleb Williams this year. And maybe Caleb Williams doesn't have a primary option. Okay, maybe he just goes to everybody equally, which would be ideal, honestly, if he can just spread the ball out to every single one of these guys, feed every single mouth. Now, that's really hard to do when you have like 5 really talented receiving options on this team. You also got DeAndre Swift, who could be receiving the ball out of the backfield too, so it's going to be kind of hard to spread it equally. But I just want to see like which receivers have good training camp practices. Do any of these depth receivers at the end maybe find their way onto the Chicago Bears roster to compete for that number 4 spot, for that number 5 spot? You know, can Rome Odunze take over as a receiver number 1 on this team? Does DJ Moore bounce back and have a really good training camp period and, continues to be a very productive receiver. I'm still a big believer in DJ Moore, guys. Okay, I have not given up hope on DJ Moore just because of some bad moments last year because of how terrible our coaching staff was. DJ Moore is still a very fantastic weapon. He has so much yak ability. Roma Dunze, even though he didn't have the rookie season I hoped he would have, he also has such tremendous ability, making contested catches, making touchdown grabs, going down the field, running routes. Like, there's so much to be optimistic about with this receiver room. So I want to see who really steps up and has good practices with Caleb Williams. But leave your comments down below, guys. What are you guys watching out for in training camp this year? Again, I'll be having daily videos when training camp does begin. I think it's open to the public on Friday, so probably starting Friday I'll be having the daily videos, but if not, maybe a little bit earlier than that, because I think media has access a little bit earlier, maybe Thursday or Wednesday if I had to guess. So either way, guys, thank God football's back. Okay, it's so boring without football. There's no other sport that even compares to it, in my opinion. So I'm really happy to be back covering the Chicago Bears for yet another season. Hopefully, we can make it a fun and exciting season. Leave your comments down below, guys. As always, bear down.